I present you two arguments why is root 2 irrational. First of all, let us look as that root 2 is not actually a number, it's a symbol. I mean, this is the fancy name looking symbol, but it's actually a number. You can say this number is 0.41, 1.414 dot dot dot. But what the actual value of the number is, I don't know. I mean, it goes on till infinity, and we are not sure of that. So, talking about root 2 is irrational or not rational, we are not talking about this symbol, but we are talking about this number. So, the second argument I gave to you is that root 2 is a value of some function, say some function f of x at x naught. So what is this function? This function we can say is that, say let f of x is x raised to half, and root 2 is value of this function at some point 2 where the function is defined. So this value, the same value 1.414 dot 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 dot. So we have to prove that this value is rational or irrational. Not root 2 is rational, not this fancy looking symbol, root 2 is rational or rational. So we discussed the proof of why root 2 is rational or irrational. We can prove this using two methods. The first method is by using the definition. So what is the definition of irrational numbers? Is that irrational numbers are non-terminating and non-repeating. So this value root 2 is 1.414. So by non-terminating, we mean that this should never end. Even if you try to compute it, you will this will never end. They will go on to infinity. And by non-repeating, we mean that this sequence should not repeat. So it should not happen that this sequence is repeating. If it repeats, we will say that this is a rational number, not a rational number. But ideally, to prove root 2 is irrational or irrational, using these two, using the definition that it should be non-terminating or repeating, you should know the exact value till infinite digits. But we do not know what the exact value of root 2 is. So we can, even if we make a program of it, it will run for millions of years and we will still not know whether it really repeats or not. So we will actually use a smart technique. We'll use a method of contradiction. So by method of contradiction, second method, we will first assume, we'll assume something, and we will try to get a contradiction upon it. Say suppose we assume root 2 is irrational. Suppose we assume root 2 is rational, and suppose we perform some mathematical operations on it, and we find that whatever assumption was there, it turns out to be not true. So whatever the assumption we made, the negative statement of that assumption is the correct statement. So let us go ahead and make an assumption. So our assumption is that root 2 is a rational number. So I am assuming it. As such, I do not know, but I'll assume that root 2 is a rational number. So what is definition of a rational number? Rational number. Every rational number can be written in the form of p by q, where q is not equals to 0, and p and q both belong to an integers. So this is simple for integer set. And every rational number can be written as their HCF is always 1. We can take an example for this. Suppose we know that 2 is a rational number. Why 2 is a rational number? Because we can write 2 as 2 by 1, where 1 is where the denominator is not equal to 0, as we can see here, and the GCD is the HCF, the highest common factor between 2 and 1 is 1. Suppose we take the example 3 by 4. So we see here the denominator, the 4 is not equal to 0, and the GCD, which is the highest common factor which divides both 3 and 4, is 1. Suppose you can say, you can take an improper fraction here. Suppose you take a improper fraction as 6 by 8. You can always write 6 by 8 as 3 by 4. And again, 4 is not equal to 0, and GCD of 3 and 4 is 1. So every rational number you can write it in this form. Uh, P by Q where GCD is 1. Both are P and Q are integers such that Q is not equal to 0. So since we assume root 2 is a rational number, we can write root 2 also as P by Q where Q is not equal to 0 and GCD of P and Q is 1. I'll go ahead, I'll go back and recall what does GCD mean here if you do not understand. So what we mean that the highest number which divides both P and Q is 1. It should not be that some other number is both P and Q. An example of GCD of two numbers being 1 is like both prime numbers you take like 2 and 3. The 2 and 3 GCD is 1 or 5 and 7 maybe like that. So we have assumed GCD of P and Q is 1 and root 2 is rational. So if we multiply Q both sides, since Q is not equal to 0, we can multiply Q both sides. So root 2 times Q is equals to P. If now you can square both sides, you will get 2 times Q square is equals to P square. Now this implies you can see that P square is some 2 times some number. So we see that P square is an even number here. So if P square is even, what can you say about P? So the statement I say that P is also even. So if P square is an even number, P is also an even number because an even number times an even number is always an even number. But an odd number times an odd number is always an odd number. It can never be even. You can check this. I will even do it after the proof is done. So we can say that P is even. If P is even, we can write P as some 2 times some number K, where K is an integer. Because I assumed P is an integer earlier, I can assume K as an integer. So since we had assumed earlier, we had got the result that 2Q square is equals to P square. I can put the value of P here, that 2Q square is equals to 4K square. So Q square is 2K square. So we get here that Q is an 2 times Q square is 2 times some number. So Q 2 times some any number is an even number. So we get here that Q square is an even number. So if Q square is an even number, this implies Q is an even number. So we can write Q as 2 times some other number P, because every even number can be written as 2 times some other number where P belongs to some integer. Because Q we have taken that Q as an integer. Now if we try to take what is the GCD of P and Q, we will get GCD of 2K and 2T. So this is equals to 2. But this is a contradiction here because we had assumed that GCD, because if you go up and we can see that we had assumed root 2 is rational and every rational number can be written as GCD of both P and Q is 1. So the contradiction falls on this statement. So whatever this statement was, this statement, we had assumed this and we did some mathematical operations and we found that this statement is not true. So the negative of the statement is true. So hence the proof is complete here. I wanted to show that if p square is some even number, say 2k, or you can take 2k dash. So I wanted to show that this even times it can be only an even number. So let us assume p square is, we'll say that p square is p into p, and if p is some even number, say 2m. So we take the first case as p is an even number. So 2m times 2m is 4m square. So an even number times an even number is also an even number. But the case 2 is p is odd. So I can take it has 2m plus 1. You can take 2m minus 1 also, but it makes no difference. So 2m plus 1, so p square will be 2m plus 1 times 2m plus 1. So this is a plus b whole square is a square plus b square plus 2 times ab, 2 times ab, so 2m into 1. So this is 4m square plus 1 plus 4m. So now here you can see that 4m is a even number. 4m square is an even number, 4m is also an even number, and 1 is an odd number. So even number plus an odd number is always give you an odd number. So this is odd. So we get that odd number times an odd number has to be an odd number. And even number times an even number has to be an even number. So this implies if p square is even, it has to be that p is also even. There is no other possibility. So hence we have looked at all possible combinations and we have arrived that by the method of contradiction that root 2 is rational.